Brought to you by JMR Rentals, professional digital cinema and broadcast equipment rentals in Brooklyn, New York. JMRNY.com. Hello and welcome to No Rest for the Weekend, where we go behind the scenes and talk to the creators of independent entertainment. I'm Jason Godbey, and joining me via Zoom today, he is the founder of WeShortcom, coming to us all the way from Italy, Mr. Alex Loprieno. Welcome, Alex.
Hi, Jason. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here.
Oh, it's great to have you. Buonasera.
Buonasera.
It's evening there, but daytime here. We're working with a time difference and internet, so forgive any technical issues. But we're going to get right into it because this sounded interesting to me, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the platform and kind of what you guys hope to accomplish and what you do. But I also want to talk to you a little bit about you and kind of get a sense of your background. So, how did you get into show business, and what is your origin story?
I've been traveling around for several years since I was 19, and I studied languages, foreign languages and literatures at the university. I learned Russian, Spanish, and of course English, and I got really attached to the Russian literature. Reading Dostoevsky and Tolstoy and all these amazing books. And since my passion was a cinema, I tried to connect my passions, which is traveling and cinema. And then after this, I got into technology, business, and finance. And then I got interested into startups. So I took my time to learn how the industry was changing in the last 10 years. We went from film to digital shooting almost totally. All the movies today are shot in digital. So I learned about technology, new technologies, and how these technologies can help the industry to improve. And I got really attracted into the film business because there was a Hollywood project that I took part, and I got in touch with the founder of this project. And this was one of the triggers that led me to believe that WeShort could be something that can add value in the film industry market, in particular on the segment of short cinema. And one of the things is that as a movie lover, I was asking myself why I didn't go watch short films as much as I watch feature or series. And then from that question, which actually came when I was sitting in a movie theater alone one afternoon, when I went there to relax and watch a movie, then from that moment on, I started to write things and asking myself many quality questions to on this topic, and that was the start where I started to make plans for WeShort. In the meanwhile, I wrote a couple of scripts, and I have 2 or 3 stories that I wrote as a screenwriter. But I didn't want to follow the typical path of the guy who wants to be a screenwriter, like going to the producer looking for investors. I learned financially a lot, so this definitely helped me to understand what can be the new way to finance your film, and this definitely helped me to have the vision of WeShort, which is also production, and of course is firstly a distribution on demand, but it's a production. So this all conglomerates together and brings me here today to tell you about WeShort.
WeShort.com. This is, as I understand it, it's like a platform. It's like an OTT platform. Give us a little bit of background on it. You said that you saw a demand for short films, but how does it work? Like how do people interact with it? And I know that you just had a launch recently, so tell me a little bit about that and kind of what your goals are for the platform.
And first of all, the platform is very similar to what the people today use, the other OTT platforms. I mean, we didn't really change the model. We changed the approach to see a market that is very interesting, because today's life is full of short moments. And actually, the short cinema was the beginning of the seventh art. The first 30 years of the seventh art, at the end of the last century, was made by only short films. They were films, but they were short, and they were not even called at that time short films, because there was no difference between that film and the feature film. So I thought that this in first place can be an added value. I mean, go back in the history and bring something today that is the history, and giving this to the audience with the technology that we have today, to bring a value in that moment, that you don't have a platform where you can have a cinema, a real cinema, because if you want to go to watch a short film, you have to go to the generalist platform where you find everything like YouTube or Vimeo. I agree that this can coexist with this ecosystem that already is running, but we can improve some parts of the entertainment, because we can be focused on that, and we spend our time and our work looking for the best contents in the planet, to bring them together in a platform where we treat them as they deserve, and the audience finds only that, not many other things. So as you recognize the other platforms where you can find the best feature films or the best TV series, we want to be that platform where you know that you can find the best short films.
What I'm gathering is that with the advantage of something like WeShort as opposed to, because my first question was, why am I going to a specialized website? I can see short films on YouTube. I can see them on Vimeo. They're on Facebook. And but it sounds like what you're aiming at is a particular kind of curation of short films. So how does that work in terms of how do you select films, and how does it work for the creators, and how can they benefit from being on your platform rather than a more popular platform, a bigger platform like Vimeo or YouTube?
Good question. I mean, we offer them a distribution contract. This is when you do a feature film, what you aim for is a distribution, because you want the movie to be distributed. And today's life cycle of short films are that they go into production, and after this they go into festival distribution, and after that they end up on Vimeo or YouTube. Or if there is a particular value in this feeling between the filmmaker and the short film, the filmmaker even decides not to bring it anywhere and to keep it on the hard disk, because they don't have actually a real distribution to the same audience who goes and subscribes pay TV or other big platforms that we usually use. So what we do is to have the same approach. I mean, we want to give them the distribution agreement that give them the possibility to earn money from their works, which is unprecedented in the industry. I mean, we never had a real distribution to the big audience for the short films, because this is matter of culture, because the short film has always been treated like a gym for filmmaker, and I see this as equal as a feature film or as a TV series. And today, what the value I see in the short film format is that the short films are very adapted to the lifestyle we run today, because we have a lot of 15 minutes empty time that we fill with a YouTube or other platforms, which I like. But I think that one person that goes on YouTube to watch short films, particularly they know the title, but the person who doesn't know the title, they have to search short films, like bringing the research somewhere that they don't know. And if they go on WeShort, they know for sure that they have highly valuable products, highly valuable contents that we choose for them. And there are many genres, and there are many categories they can look for. So it's pretty much more selected and curated.
My other question would be, and This is a tough one to figure out. There's been other platforms who have tried this and failed. Quibi was one. They spent like $1 billion on that, and it tanked like the Hindenburg. But like, so how are you going to bring audiences? First of all, like, is there a market for short films? Because here in the U.S., as a guy who has made short films, I feel like I need to pay people to watch my short film. I don't know if people are going to pay to watch short films, especially when they can find so many of them for free. So, how are you going to bring in? How are you going to bring in the audience? How are you going to get people to subscribe or watch? And do you have the wherewithal to kind of withstand and compete with the YouTube, the Vimeo, the Netflix of the world?
All right. I think we don't compete with them. I think that we get inspired with them. I really have a big respect for the founders of all these big companies that I today use every day to listen music and to watch videos. But as a romantic of cinema, I think cinema deserves a different treatment, especially if it is something so special like short films. I mean, the audience deserve a proper place where they find the ideal environment to watch these short films. It's like we say, okay, you can watch movies everywhere. No, you need a proper place, so you go to the movie theater. And of course, we watch movies sometimes in our home, but it's not the same. So I wish to give the ideal place where they can watch short films. And um, so it, it's true that so many contents are out there for free because they didn't have a platform where they can be welcome and give them the value add value that is a real distribution. I studied Quibi very closely, and I realized that they maybe they did, but as in my opinion, I have data in my hands that prove the opposite, that what they did. At least we did over 1,500 interviews asking the people the questions that can give us the answer. There is a market, there is a problem, and our is a solution. And Quibi, for example, was mobile only, and our interviews show that the people still want to watch films on the TV, and the mobile was the last choice. So this is why WeShort is multi-device with app for smart TV and mobile, and also web version, which is actually what we launched. So Quibi also made a decision to be only horizontal, which is interesting. But I think in that time, the people were already living something that put them out of the comfort zone, something extraordinary that disrupt our lives. So I think that the people were less confident to change habits in that moment. Uh, that can be one of the reasons that they just burn 1.7 billions, and that triggers me because I think it's not important how much money you have. You can still fail. We started with definitely less than 1.7 billion, I can assure you, but we have also relevant people in the project, people who work with Hollywood actors like Carlo Fusco, my COO. He worked with maybe many stars like Michael Madsen, Danny Glover, Daryl Hannah, Tom Sizemore, many more. We have good connections, and I think that we go the fundraising step by step. And that was definitely something that triggers me because it's really well known that if you don't have much money, you cannot go very far away in the film industry. But I think that this is partly true because what you need to have is a strategy, and you need to build a really good and a valuable network of people that give value to your project, and which is something that we are doing. And the money with the fundraising we are doing is going to be increasing, and is going to be useful for what we want to do in terms of technology marketing and content acquisition. For example, we are after a few short films that been Oscar shortlisted and won several festivals like Sundance, Clermont-Ferrand, Palm Springs, and Cannes. So we bring together two worlds, basically the world of independent filmmakers that never had the distribution, and the world of probably the Hollywood filmmaker who made the short film that won the Oscar, and we bring them together and we make the people to choose what they want to watch in a unique environment where the user experience is the most important, and it's together with the value of the contents that we have. One thing that Quibi didn't do is to go search existing contents. They produced new contents. We are doing original contents as well, but we also have, wow, 100 years of history of short films never distributed before. I mean, the Oscars prize the best live action short films since the 1937. Did the people watch these short films that won the Oscar? I mean, how many people watch all these short films that won the Oscar? This was one of my questions. I want to show these Oscars winning short films to the people. Um, and not only them, but this was one other trigger that tells me, yes, probably the people need this. And because as the people today want to watch Fellini film because they love the aesthetic of that film, or the history that has that film. Also in short films we have this, and I think that short films have not less importance than features. It's just different, and I think that they can be equal and distributed equally in our platform. They can do it, and they can get revenues, which is unprecedented. Very few short films get the break-even point once they get released.
This is true. I mean, it's very hard to find distribution for short films. My question though is always like, I don't see a demand for it here in the States. I don't see people clamoring to watch short films, and people don't see Oscar-winning short films because I don't really think they care about Oscar-winning short films. Maybe you get the odd cinephile who'll go to the cinema when they're showing it, but perhaps like because you're in Italy, so you live in a very different type of space than here. Is there more of a demand? Is there more respect for short films in overseas and in Europe than in America?
I think that it's the same. What it's important, it's I get aware of something once I have a good offer. I mean, we know that there is the need, and but there isn't a proper offer yet. So I think that this can be something that can turn into much more viewers of short films, just because we give them the proper, the easy and the proper place to do it. It's like when no, I mean, we already had mobile phones. We didn't need smartphones, but the people started to use it because it's improving something, and innovation to me means improving. So if I can improve the life of the filmmaker and the audience, I mean, if I go in the doctor waiting room and I want to watch a movie, it's very difficult that I go on YouTube because I want to watch a short film. But if I have WeShort, I can go there to watch a short film of 15. And I think this is the big question, that the equation of the success of the startup. I mean, the startup brings something that solves a problem that is existing, and how the audience responds. It's the big question. What we can tell is that after 3 weeks in the market, we have over 100,000 minutes already watched on WeShort, and yeah, it's a cool number. But we want to 100x this by the end of the year, and I think that who really loves cinema can understand this. because every big name in the cinema industry started with a short film. And what if they could get already there a distribution? That is my feeling. You know, when I talk about what we do, I think this is firstly something that can be appreciated from who really loves cinema itself, and then the audience. I mean, how many times the people go home after work and they literally are too tired even to watch a feature film. So we give them just one more choice, and the interest can increase, of course, or not. But this equation we will only be able to answer by doing what we plan to do in the next few months.
In terms of how WeShort would work with creators, so you have filmmakers. First of all, how are you acquiring their films? Do you have an exclusive agreement? How are they able to make money? Is it like a 50-50 split or a 60-40? Is it the same for everyone? Are there different deals for different, like, can you kind of walk me through the process of how it works?
Yeah, I mean, the equation of this, it's very fair. I think we start with 50-50 with an exclusive agreement. I mean, the minimum that we can accept is that the content it's not available for free anywhere, because this is reducing the value that we offer to the audience. And we ask the exclusive agreement for the filmmakers, but they can choose to reduce the royalties if they want to be in another platform that maybe can take their short films. So I mean, I feel very open to discuss with the filmmakers what are their needs, and to understand them, that what we want to do is creating a revenue stream for them. And the best help that they can give us is to tell the people that their short film is on WeShort. And because basically what they earn from is the subscriptions. Yeah, the best help that they can give us is that they, with the word of mouth, they say that the short films on WeShort, and they get a real distribution, and from the subscriptions they get revenues. And the bigger the audience is, the bigger is the volume that we can distribute in equity share with the filmmakers that give the short films to the platform. And definitely what is interesting is that we do 50-50 agreement, but this can be leveled in terms of exclusivity or not. But what you can find on WeShort shouldn't be available anywhere else. And if we discover that maybe some filmmaker is deciding to upload it on YouTube, we have a screening assessment every week to be sure that the contents that are on board are not available anywhere else, even because this is the break of the contract, the agreement that we signed.
Right now, WeShort, you have the website. Is there also a phone app, and will you guys partner with other channels like Apple TV or Samsung or Amazon and places like that?
We have the web version right now online, and we already have app for mobile and smart TV done, in a pipeline to be launched very soon. Um, we wanted to be in the first 3 months out there talking about the project and giving the people the idea what is WeShort before launching the app, which is something that will help for sure. And we will partner with these broadcasting channels that you mentioned. We don't have any official partnership with big companies like Samsung, but we will definitely look forward to find a proper partner for that as well. And but the apps are really done, iOS and Android and other broadcasting channels. So I'm really excited because I want to see what is the outcome from the launch of the app. And I think that the best time for us to launch is going to be when the people can go out of their home. This is the reason why we didn't do it yet, because I think it's very useless in this moment to be out there with the apps, because the people still are used to watch films on Netflix or other platforms. So we would do the same mistake of Quibi. I think that it's not worth it right now. So we will wait a bit and then we launch them.
Well, listen, I wish you guys a lot of luck. I think your heart is definitely in the right place. I would love to see maybe have you back in a year and kind of see where WeShort is at. For those who want to know more or subscribe or check it out, or if they're a filmmaker and they want to maybe submit some work to WeShort, how do they get a hold of you?
Oh, they for the short films to submit, they can send it to forward@WeShort.com and send the screener, and our film selection committee is gonna watch it, and we come back with a proposal. And for the people who want to discover our WeShort platform, they can just go on WeShort.com, sign in, and they can watch 4 short films for free before subscribing. That's our free trial. You always will get 4 short films for free. No credit cards, nothing.
The address again for filmmakers is what now? Because it kind of cut out for a second.
Forward at WeShort.com to submit short films.
Forward@WeShort.com. Great. Thanks so much. I'm going to wrap up. And that's all we have time for today. Thanks so much for taking this trip down the rabbit hole. For more of our content, including our movie reviews, visit our website, norestfortheweekendpodcast.com. Don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Once again, I'd like to thank my guest, Alex Loprieno, and our sponsor, JMR Rentals. For Behind the Rabbit Productions, I'm Jason Godbey. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.